Welcome to another episode, everyone. Let's get right into it. Atlanta's craziest jail. Is this place worse than a Los Angeles County jail? I never imagined that a place could be worse than a Los Angeles County jail, but let's see. Perhaps this is.
Is there anything about jail you actually enjoy or like?
No, there's nothing about here I like or enjoy.
We don't wish it on nobody. These motherfuckers right here, they're like 3 machetes.
Is there anything about jail that you enjoy? Well, no, but I get it. Some people may think, some people might like this shit. They keep going back and forth to jail like I kept going back and forth to jail. For those who don't know, I've done over 30 years of incarceration, unfortunately, but those days are over. And I encourage everyone to stay free, never to go to jail or prison. Nothing is worth your freedom. Absolutely nothing. They're like 3 machetes, it says. Let's get into this. This is crazy.
Cells in.
Gang, stabbing is a normality in here. Like,
my name is Doodoo Brown. I throw shit. And they call me shit them down. Push you quick.
this place.
He said they call him Doodoo Brown. They call him shit him down or something, he said, because he throws shit at the officers, he said, this dude. Oh, my goodness. Doodoo Brown. Whoa.
Fucking crazy, huh?
Jeez. Clayton County Jail.
County Jail, and it's one of the wildest jails in Georgia. Stabbings happen here almost daily. The guards are staffed at less than half capacity.
See them big ass knives? Dude had a machete. They had machetes down there. Damn. This the county jail? They got big bazookas like prison. Worse than prison. You see them big ass knives? They ain't really got knives like that in LA County Jail. I ain't gonna lie. That was crazy. Let me look at those knives again, man. Let me just bag up. I gotta look at those knives one more time.
There's a normality in here. Like,
My name is Doodoo Brown. I throw shit.
Doodoo Brown.
They call me shit them down. Push you quick.
this place is fucking crazy, huh? This is Clayton County Jail, and it's one of the wildest jails.
Look at them damn knives, man. Golly, that's crazy. Damn. You're done. You're done up in there, man. That's crazy.
Georgia. Stabbings happen here almost daily. The guards are staffed at less than half capacity. Rival gang members are crammed together, and anyone not in a gang is at a serious risk of being extorted or shanked. The food here is terrible. The inmates are not allowed to exercise, and you are never allowed outside for fresh air during your entire stay here, which could be years. And these are just a few of the problems you're going to hear about in this episode. And today,
So see, this is certainly not Seacock. Make no mistake about it. This is not Seacock. Whatever they're going through in there, it's nothing like Seacock, as we have all just witnessed what was going on in Seacock prison and at El Salvador. That's bananas. That was crazy. But this is it's crazy as well. He just said they don't go outside their entire state, so they don't go outside either. And that you can't exercise. Never heard of that. So you inside of your cell, how they gonna stop you from, they got cells right there. How they gonna stop you from exercising inside of your cell? You must mean that they can't exercise in a day room or outside. Well, we know they can't exercise outside. They can't even go outside. Can't stop anyone from exercising in a cell. I don't know.
Thanks to the newly instated Sheriff Levon Allen, a man who believes in transparency and is determined to fix this jail, we were granted full access to interview the inmates. From the men's jail visiting the Stabbers Unit, the Murderers Pod, and the Good Behavior Dorm, join us as we get unprecedented access inside one of the scariest places we've ever been, and we explore the questions of fairness, incarceration, and the deeper systematic issues that are playing out in jails all across the country. Let's get to it.
With Google Play Games, you can play Unlocked.
I won't have commercials when I come back to the reaction
Unlock
video, y'all.
bigger
I'm sorry. Won't be any more commercials. I'm about to fix that problem. Work
We're
with
just
me,
about
bear
to
with
check
me,
ourselves
y'all.
into Clayton County Jail, stop at the gas station. Where'd you just get out of?
Clayton County, I just got out 2 days ago.
What are the conditions in there right now?
Conditions are horrible. I'm talking about 16 rooms, supposed to have 2 people, so what, that's 32. Instead, you got about 45 to 55. It's 3 people to a cell.
Okay, what about weapons and danger?
It's a lot of weapons in there.
Jesus Christ.
The cells don't work, the doors don't work, they don't close, they don't lock.
So what should I
Don't go. That's all I can say.
do? But I just don't want to get stabbed. That's my
That's a 50-50 chance. I can't guarantee you gonna leave out of there with the same body.
What do people do all day?
Talk shit, try to fight, antagonize people through the windows, gang bang, smoke weed. Good luck.
All right. I wasn't that scared. Now I'm a little fucking scared, I could say. What's going on in here?
You tried to warn him. You stay free too, brother. You stay free. You stay out of there. Got out 2 days ago. Stay out.
Good to meet you, Tommy.
Likewise, man. Captain Hewitt, man.
Good to meet you, Captain. This is the team.
All right. Right.
Okay, can you tell me what we're looking at here?
So those are the jail cells actually themselves. So it's where all the inmates are housed.
Is there any sunlight that gets in?
So one thing's for sure, they don't have control over this jail nowhere near the way that they did in El Salvador, CCOT. No way you getting in any weapon in CCOT. You see the x-ray machine that they put you through, showing everything inside of your body, possibly. The high security, just there, no weapons. This place is flooded with bazookas.
Through those windows, yes.
How you doing?
That's Chief Green. Chief
Nice
Green.
to meet you. All right.
So-
How about you? See some of your stuff too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the sheriff. So you have the sheriff, which is the number 1. He's number 2.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to remember. So that's Chief Green.
Would you recommend staying overnight in the murder unit?
Would I recommend it?
Like, would I be safe, do you think?
Yes, I believe you would be. Because we have locked doors.
You hesitated with that ass.
Well, some doors work, some doors don't from the inmates that have destroyed the doors or messed up the doors. But most of the doors, 90% of the doors in here work.
Are you guys able to put me with a cellmate who has a good reputation? For next week's video, I'll be living as an inmate in this jail. So if you see me asking the guards about staying here or shots of me in an orange jumpsuit, that's why.
You mean in the jail, in the murder unit? I mean, I
Oh,
recommend
Tommy,
that.
you
Like,
going
wouldn't you
full.
just- It's no telling what that inmate would do. We've seen a lot.
This video is by Tommy G. Check out his channel. Tommy G is the name of his channel. He does all kind of stuff. But he goes to prisons, big prisons and county jails. But he, drug sections, cartels. He does all kind of work, good work. Tommy G. So he's about to dress up and go in there as an inmate for a week, he said. Let's see what happens to old Tommy.
I've seen a lot over the years, so I can't verify to say what's going to happen. I mean, we've seen fights, stabbings. It's a jail. It's a jail.
When was the last time there was a stabbing here?
Last night.
And how common are nights?
Last night.
Yeah, you pretty much like on the street with a gun. Just
So
know
like
that
80%
everybody's
of the
got
guys
one.
have.
Just know that everybody's got one.
You want to take us in there? Should we start this journey?
We'll head down and
Everybody's
start it
got
off.
one. Y'all know this? Y'all ain't done nothing about it?
Man's on deck.
Yeah, so you saw the doors from the outside that are our bucking chutes for our violent inmates. So they'll come in and they'll be brought in straight through that door with this door secure.
What is your first impression of the smell in here? Smells like a dog kennel.
This is very light. Yeah, this smell isn't bad in here.
It gets worse?
Yeah, a lot worse. So that when we go through the intake process, they start in cell 1 and then they move their way around until they're completely booked in.
Non-compliant husband, father.
Okay. They got a non-compliant inmate if y'all want to go with them.
It's a non-compliant. They said that they have weapons. They have metal objects. So we just gonna go down there and see what's going on.
Does this happen on a daily basis,
Yes.
weekly basis?
Yes. My name is Shakur Strickland. I'm a sergeant for the Clayton County Sheriff's Office.
How long you been doing this?
I've been here for 3 years. I've been the sergeant for 2 years.
How do you describe your job?
I feel like I have one of the hardest positions, but I can handle it, you know.
And what made you decide to do this job?
My whole family is in law enforcement, so I feel like that's something I always wanted to do. People always seen me growing up and said I was gonna be always in jail or something like that, so I chose to change my life.
We are about to enter the Stabbers unit, where every inmate housed here has stabbed someone during their stay at Clayton County Jail. This is arguably the most dangerous dorm in the entire facility.
Get on the wall!
What's the issue?
Yeah.
What are we having?
I wanted to give a male officer the knife. I didn't want to give it to a female officer. I gave it up immediately. The only reason I acted in an outraged manner is because this man just acted in an aggressive manner with spray. It felt like this man just had a gun. I'm a real officer. This man said, I don't know his name, bro. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. It's right here.
So when we shake down y'all cells, there ain't nothing in there.
Nothing. We find nothing in there. We 32. Right now.
You may be wondering why the walls are black in this cell. That's because many of the inmates here make fires in their cells so they can cook, smoke, or melt things down to make into shanks. And over time, the smoke stains the walls pitch black.
We can settle all this and get Jalen Freeman out of jail. I've been here 4.5 years and I beat my original case. I'm only here for stabbing.
Don't you have another case coming up next week?
I got trial.
Next week.
Hopefully they let me go.
Hopefully they let you go.
4.5 years.
Like Clayton County, many jails around the country have started to feel more like prisons because, as you've heard, some inmates spend years here before ever being sentenced. And that's not how it's supposed to work. Jails are meant for short-term stays, usually for a few days to a few months while someone awaits trial or sentencing. And for context, the Speedy Trial Act of 1974 sets a federal guideline of about 70 days from indictment to trial. But with local courts backed up and public defenders overwhelmed, many inmates end up sitting for years before their day in court, raising serious questions about violations of the Sixth Amendment, the right to a speedy trial.
And that's true. And the Los Angeles County Jail is the same way. Certainly recently had become that way, where you stay there for years. In the past, you had individuals that were there for 2 or 3 years, of course, fighting their case when you had a serious case. But they made it now, or back in like 2015 or something, to where you can serve your time there in the Los Angeles County Jail for certain cases. You got 10 years and you will serve it right there in the Los Angeles County Jail or wayside. But as he just said, as he just alluded to, these places were not designed for long-term housing. They're not designed to function that way. You know, for example, you don't have TVs, you don't have access to certain things like you do in a prison setting. So this is a county jail is just designed for you to come and fight your case. And if you are convicted and you have time to serve, then you go to a place that's more designed to serve time, a long-term stay, not the Los Angeles County Jail or any county jail. So this also adds to the frustration and the misery of some of these individuals that are sitting in these settings for immense amounts of time, and these settings are not designed to sit there for immense amounts of time. This would lend itself to anger, outbursts, and eventually violence. A powder keg waiting to burst.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me
$197 get the premium.
No, thank you.
Sheriff Levon Allen, Sheriff of Clayton County.
And how long have you been Sheriff of Clayton County for?
Since December 22nd, 2022.
When somebody's there for 5 years, somebody could say that's violating their right to a speedy trial. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
And briefly, real quick, I mean, one thing I am noticing is that there are a lot of black officers and seemingly some in high positions, sergeants. The head guy was the black dude that greeted him. This dude here, whoever the hell he is, sheriff. This is Atlanta. But there are also nothing but black inmates that I've seen so far, for the most part, with someone else sprinkled in there here and there or something, but nothing but black inmates. Now, of course, we can get into why this is. And there are a myriad of reasons for this, a plethora of reasons as to why the system is saturated with black individuals. The system is set up that way, but that's something for another time. Just an observation. Pay attention. This place is saturated and imbued with my ilk. I don't appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, there are some different things that take place in each case on why something has taken so long. Maybe someone has not been deemed competent during that particular time. Or maybe there have been continuances on both sides, you know, by the defense and by the prosecution. And there's various reasons on why those things have taken place. But again, my goal is not to keep anyone here a second longer than what they're supposed to be, because ultimately I need the space.
County jails fall under the jurisdiction of the local sheriff, and Clayton County Jail is ran by Sheriff Levon Allen. For 16 years prior, the jail was ran by Sheriff Victor Hill, a polarizing figure who faced multiple corruption allegations and was ultimately sentenced to 18 months in prison for violating the civil rights of inmates inside this very jail.
The former sheriff was convicted in 2022 of violating inmates' civil rights.
He tortured people by ordering them held in restraint chairs.
Hill was sentenced to 18 months in prison.
Now, Sheriff Allen inherits a facility plagued by overcrowding, understaffing, and years of controversy, and it's on him to try and turn things around.
My name is Danny Nagel. I am a former prosecutor here in Clayton County, former judge, and current criminal defense attorney and PI attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. The issue is that they have too many cases, and there's no way to keep up with as many cases as there are.
Everyone here, from the inmates to the guards, is well aware of the understaffing problem, but fixing it isn't as simple as it sounds. The county board considers the jail fully staffed at 123 guards, which Sheriff Allen has. The reality, though, is that the jail needs at least 100 more officers to run safely, and the county board even paid a consulting firm nearly $375,000 to confirm that, and still, they have refused to fund extra positions, leaving Sheriff Allen's hands tied as the violence and chaos continues.
Clayton County commissioners approved a budget that would let go of nearly 40 correctional officers. It's a move county leaders said would save the county $10 million.
So the bottom line appears to be this. Sheriff Allen genuinely wants to make this place better, but without the budget to hire guards that make the jail safer, or the option to build additional capacity to better segregate the prisoners and address the overcrowding, how could anyone make real progress? And to me, it seems like a question of human rights versus fiscal responsibility. And the problem is, due to his position, Sheriff Allen will likely take the blame for issues he doesn't have the resources to fix. Let me know in the...
And a lot of this just be excuses on the part of the government. It's really just an indication. It denotes a sick society when you have this many jails and you have the jails being overcrowded, meaning that they are out there arresting people by the busloads, and the system is broken. Why are so many people even being arrested? Well, because they're committing crimes. Why are these people committing crimes in a civilized society? The issue is a deep one.
Comments what you make of this situation.
We in 5-5. We in the hole right now.
And what's it known for?
Straight stabbing.
This is the stabbing unit?
This is a stabbing or a violent unit. The only reason the police put us in here because they're saying we're problematic with other inmates and we tend to cause harm to other inmates, allegedly.
Okay. So, but their stabbers are mixed in with protective custody.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Murderers with a POP. They'll have a rapist with a theft by receiving, brother. This jail freestyle gang. Clayton County don't give a about you.
So why are people with traffic citations sitting in the same room as somebody that's stabbed somebody?
That's a good question.
These charges would come through the jails and flow through the courts in a timely manner. So you would not have such a backlog or an issue. So you could have someone who comes in for a murder. You have someone comes in for something simple as a shoplifting, and they could be in two separate.
So in a place with this amount of loose security that we've witnessed thus far, with even the police officer saying, or whatever the hell he is, deputy or whatever, saying that just know that everyone has one in reference to the knives. So the police know that everyone has one, and yet you put violent inmates, potentially violent, or people who are incarcerated for violent crimes, and they are interacting and housed with individuals who are in there for 2 or 3 months for non-violent crimes. This is how people are preyed upon. And he's making an excuse as to why this is happening. No, it's happening because the system is broken and because there's not enough of an outcry. There's not enough humanity.
Parts of the jail, and as their case flows through the court, it's done, it's proficient, and it's no issue. But when you have a backlog of cases, now you have an overcrowded jail, and you have to be able to properly classify people and also properly separate them from the different classifications. And right now, we have just outgrown the ability and the space of this jail.
My name is Alexis Sanchez-Umbreno. I just got out of Clayton County Jail. I'm currently serving weekends and for a fleeing and eluding charge. And man, I just want to say I'm currently in the dorms where the trustees at, but I've been to general population, and this shit is not it. It's dirty, pipes are leaking, it's 3 to a floor, the cells are wet, there's like sewer water everywhere. Last time I've been in there, it was terrible, man. And from what I hear, people are getting extorted every day, and it's not right. Say people just get locked up for a traffic ticket, and they're in there with evil people, like real criminals, and it's just not fair.
Well, see? That's what I was just saying. See? I just said it. I just called it. This is how people are preyed upon. He just said it. This is what happened. People are getting extorted every day because you have people in there for a traffic ticket, and they're mixing them with individuals who are hardcore, who have way more of a violent nature, or in there for a violent crime, have violent tendencies, and you put these non-violent, otherwise law-abiding citizens with these individuals. Well, yeah, there's going to be, with all of these weapons and loose security, there's going to be a lot of people preyed upon and damaged in many ways.
In a minor traffic infraction, like, you might get hemmed up by some people in the jail and be like, hey, you know, you're gonna send us money to our cash app, or we're gonna beat your ass, or we might stab you or kill you or do something worse to you.
Can you give me a tour? Those are the showers over there?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, yeah, we give you the tour. Hey. All right, so look, we ain't got no shower doors in it. We ain't got no shower door right here, right?
You guys just have to shower out in the open like this?
Yes. Yeah, we got a shower like that. But if the females in the pool, they're gonna say indecent exposure, which is why we ask for light showers and intake. Which is
so do you guys have to, like, one guy like us to protect the shower while the other guy showers, or what?
Nah, we just go on the other side of the bedroom. Hey, but look, back to what I'm saying. These motherfuckers right here, they're like 3 machetes. See what I'm saying?
How do you make a machete?
See what I'm saying? So you just kick this motherfucker off, we gonna come off. See what I'm saying? I can kick them off. Don't have about 5 knives.
How long does it take to make a knife?
It depends on what kind of knife you're trying to make. If I was to bust somebody, I would want to bust them with a flat piece because it's harder to stitch up. A rod, they only leave marks like I got hit with a rod. Gang, stabbing is a normality in here. Like, it is very common for you to pull up on inmates, show me your stab wounds. They'll come out in their jumpsuit, I'll show you. Like,
Was that a shank? Oh shit.
This is what they gave us.
What goes through your mind knowing that 9 out of 10 guys has a shank walking around? Like, what goes through your mind?
Man, you just gotta be careful. Don't look at nobody the wrong way, and just, you know, keep it pushing, man. You just stick to yourself. And if somebody comes, you just be ready.
Stick to yourself and don't even look at anyone the wrong way. Goes back to respect. I talk about it all the time. You gotta respect everyone in there. Everybody got a knife. Everybody got a thing. Everybody. And they're willing to use it.
yes, this right now, this is no dangerous house. Okay. Listen, this is on file. Gang, there is nobody in this jail that been charged with more stabbings than me. I promise you. I have 3 folders. The normal inmate has like a folder this thick. I have like 3 folders.
How old are you?
I'm 25. I've been here since I was 20. I was originally booked for a murder and armed robbery. I went to trial of March of 2024. I was acquitted of every charge that ever brought me to this jail. The only charge that I'm still facing right now are stabbings. If I would have never caught a charge in jail, I would have went home last March.
If I would have never caught a charge, I would have been home 24 months ago.
This jail is made to trap you to get here. They put you in a messed up environment, and when you defend yourself, they're gonna charge.
Did y'all hear that? Damn. Been in there, he's 25 years old, been in there since he was 20 years old. He was in there originally, he said, for a murder and whatever else he said, a robbery, kidnapping, whatever the fuck. And he beat it. He beat the case in 2024. He should be at home right now. He beat his case, a case that could have got him life in prison if he was convicted. Whatever it was, I don't give a fuck where you at. You facing life in prison. You convicted of that. He beat the case, but he's still in there, he said, because of stabbings. He fighting cases for stabbings now that he caught while he's been in jail. 25 years old, still throwing his life away, ready to throw his life away, willing to throw his life away, apparently. They beat the case, but now you still in there because I understand that sometimes you have to defend yourself and you in certain situations. And I don't know what his situation is, so I'm not going to judge him. But, and maybe he thought while he was fighting the case, oh, my life is over. I've seen that all the time behind those walls, even in the county jail, when you're fighting your case and it's not looking good necessarily, and you might just, you don't care because you're like, I'm going down, man. I'm finna get a life anyway. So even in the county jail, you in there wilding because in your mind, you're done. So he could have thought, man, I'm done. He in here stabbing people, whatever. I don't care. Get my reputation before I even hit the yard, before I even hit the penitentiary. Get my reputation going right here in the county jail, sticking knives up in y'all. But then you end up beating the case. Now you in there stuck.
And once you get charged, it's hard to get out of this.
You want to show me what are we allowed to see their cell?
We got to see inside our cell.
Is that okay to bring us to the cell with the guards?
We can't even see out our window.
Can't even see out our window.
This our
How many people live in here?
3. We sleep on the floor, gang.
We've been living in this motherfucker 10 feet away from my toilet for the last 3-4 years, gang.
You've been in here for 3 or 4 years?
Not this room,
but in this jail.
In this jail, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I sleep out with my head by the toilet every night.
Oh.
Did someone get their dreads ripped off?
I cut my dreads off. This jail has an extreme problem with balls that I had to get rid of.
So if I plan on sleeping here tomorrow, am I at risk of getting bed bugs?
Extreme. I can almost guarantee you're gonna get them.
Almost every dorm in this jail has a bed bug problem, and there's a fierce debate over who's responsible. Some say it's the jail's duty to provide a clean environment, and that failure to do so potentially violates the 8th Amendment, which protects inmates from cruel and unusual punishment. The fact is, the sheriff spends about $20,000 a month on pest control, and his team argues they're fighting an uphill battle against inmates who refuse to clean their cells, giving the bugs a perfect place to hide and multiply. And at this level of infestation,
I mean, the place was filthy and it's small, and there's 3 individuals living in there. It's designed for 2 with 2 beds, a bunk bed, concrete. And then you have a mattress down there on the floor. Even with 2 individuals, as you can see, is a very small living space. Then you add another individual down there on the floor, toilet dirty, shit on the side of the toilet. And there's 3 of y'all sitting in there in this little room for however long, for months on end. Stay free.
it's nearly impossible to fix without moving every inmate to a different facility, then treating every wall, vent, mattress, and piece of clothing, and then, once the inmates get transferred back, making sure that no one brings the bugs back in. And even if all of that is done, it only takes one new inmate arrival carrying a bed bug to start the cycle all over again, which makes this problem a massive headache to deal with. What do you guys do for fun?
Rap,
read.
Yeah. Anything you recommend to people back home?
James Patterson. I like crime novels. Or J.K. Rowling.
You like Harry Potter?
Yeah, I love Harry Potter.
Great.
Avid Harry Potter fan.
What was your childhood like?
I was not raised to be like this. I don't know if you could tell from my vernacular, but I grew up in a very affluent household. I just chose this lifestyle because that was what was cool in getting girls at the time. But now I realize I've been tricked. What I thought was lame on the street is actually cool. And what I thought was cool is actually lame. So now I have to get out with a different mindset.
Like, why is it, especially in the hood, that sometimes the most dangerous guy is the coolest guy?
Because he understands the streets. He understands what comes with the streets. I'm actually from the streets. I know the streets very well, but I also know the law too. Like, I know if I use what I know in the streets, what could happen. You know what I'm saying? So I think the most dangerous person will be smart enough to say, hey, if I do this, I'm going to go to jail for the rest of my life due to me being a gangster.
But did you have a good family, a good household?
Great family. Like, I grew up in a single mother household. I grew up with a stepdad, but my mom bust her ass, like, did the best she could. My mom was a real estate agent, a school teacher, like, affluent household.
Any message to your mom?
Mom, I'm sorry. I'm making it right. I love you.
I might be an inmate tomorrow, so if I see you out there,
might be an inmate tomorrow.
I don't know. We'll see.
If you're an inmate tomorrow, send me a kite. I'm gonna see you at night. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
You gonna need it, Tommy boy. Tommy boy finna head up in there. Oh man. I hate seeing my people in this condition. Anyone in this condition just seems inhumane. It is inhumane. I understand.
This place is fucking crazy, huh? So they're on lockdown for a good amount of the day.
This is not
23 and 1? So they have 1 hour of freedom a day, and that's their freedom consists of this room.
It's not freedom.
Or they can go to the yard.
You come out of this hellhole for 1 hour a day if you lucky.
Showing knives to us and stuff like that. They feel like.
Do they get in trouble?
Yes, we're gonna do some disciplinary paperwork on them. They already done.
That's not freedom. He said you get 1 hour of freedom a day. That's not. You still don't have freedom. I just want to. I was about to let it go, but I just couldn't let that go. You don't have freedom. Freedom is right here. Freedom is on the street. That's it. Yeah. You come out of your cell for an hour a day. You don't come to freedom. You just come out of one hellhole to another hellhole outside on the yard that's caged in or in the day room or whatever for an hour a day. And then the other 23 hours, you're locked inside of this belly of the beast, inside of this hellhole. But you're never free until your body is free, your mind and your soul. Till you're at peace and you're free on the street, you're not free.
Security, so they like.
So what more trouble can they possibly get?
Nothing.
So they just keep adding time to their sentence if they get caught?
Yes.
How much time does someone get when they're caught with a shank?
14 additional days, 14 to 21 days.
What's going on, Sheriff?
What's going on, man?
Wild place here, man.
Yeah. This is where everyone who's charged with murder, they're brought back here to this area.
And this is where I was considering sleeping.
Yeah.
Bad idea, huh?
You want to do it?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to feel it.
I would do it. If I had the time to do it, I would.
All right, so someone who started a fire. Holy shit, that doesn't even happen.
Go to the wall.
Window?
Burn the window. Go to the right wall. Put your hands behind your back. You don't go down here, y'all.
See, burn the hole and the light. They don't need lighters. All they need is a positive and a negative wire connection. They can burn paper, stuffing up the vents, destroying the cell. Everything in here was brand new. As you can see, Contraband. These are tactical boots. All I do is spark the wire connection, put the paper down, and it starts the fire.
Okay, Sheriff. So one of his complaints is going to be about onions on his tray. We already verified what's on his tray. What he's allergic to. He's not allergic to onions. So that's something he's about to complain about.
Did you tell him he was allergic to onions? All right,
Not this time.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta make the stuff make sense, man. I'll make sure that the nutritionist speaks to you again. And make sure you tell them everything at one time. All right?
You guys do a 23-1 schedule?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I don't have a problem with 23-1 because
This dude trying to look all tough to the police, the sheriff, or where the fuck he is. Man, knock it off, bro.
Real bullshit. They got shanked. He threatened to kill me earlier. Now we threatened. What kind of shit? We smoking ice in here. We smoking strips in here.
Smoking ice and strips.
And my name Doodoo Brown. I throw shit. They call me shit him down.
Shit him down, Doodoo Brown.
Those were his feces he just walked over?
So if you look at his door, 5108, you see the glass is missing because he takes and builds fires and puts it up against the glass and melts the glass out of it so that he can then take and throw feces on officers.
He's a regular feces thrower?
Yes.
This dude got a
on
whole
a very
system.
regular basis, daily.
They say he burned the glass down so he can take shit and throw it on the police. He got a whole system. It's a whole science to his madness. Look at this though, man. This is heart aching. And I've lived through this. I've lived like this for many years. So, I feel for these brothers. I feel for these individuals, and we all need to do better as a society, and we have to do better. Like I'm gonna have to find a way to get into this. With my content, I'm gonna have to get into so much I need to say about why this has come to be. But look at this place, bro. This is miserable. You don't want to be here. It's miserable. Look at it. Look at how they're living. Before you make a decision in life every day, you have to think. You have to think, is it worth it? Again, you have to think about the consequences. You have to look at the end and not just the beginning of that decision. It sounds good, it looks good at first, but in the end, how much is it going to cost me? And then you will make a wiser decision. When you think first, when you think about this and how it's not worth it, then you'll make a wiser decision. Self-love, self-reflection, and discipline.
Typically daily.
How would you rate this if your worst unit is a 10? What was this unit? 4. Jesus. Okay, so this is the murder unit.
This is the murder unit. So if you look, when we go in the door from the left to right, we start with murderers and then move around to aggravated assaults.
And keep in mind, every inmate here is innocent until proven guilty in court. But here are the facts. Out of the roughly 2,000 inmates housed in this jail, about 200 are charged with murder, and another 600 or so are here on attempted murder charges.
Garrison!
Look at that chest set. What did we get? What'd you get?
Oh man.
Let's see. Woo! Wait, this is this normal jail food?
It is normal jail food. It's a blessing. It's simple out there, but it's a real blessing. You feel me? When you in here, you learn to be grateful. That's one thing we always talk about. Like, might be grateful to walk outside and just look at a tree. You feel me? Something simple. Something just, you feel me? But
That's a great, to walk outside and look at trees and just be happy to be alive is a beautiful thing.
To be grateful, you feel me? Be happy. Just to see a bird be a blessed feeling. For real.
What unit are we in right now?
7-1.
We unit 7-1.
What is it known for?
Depending on who you ask, they'll say this is the more dangerous charge.
This is a dangerous unit? Yeah. How old are you guys?
I'm 21.
I'm 23.
What's the schedule here? Like what time does your day start here?
The day start early. Breakfast trays probably come around like
4.
3 in the morning,
3 or
3 or 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
That's early.
That early.
How good's the breakfast?
Type of question that.
Bad?
Anything grits one day, oatmeal the next day good? It ain't good.
I don't really eat for real. I'd rather find me something else.
Does time go by fast or slow in here?
It really go by fast to me.
Yeah?
I've been locked up like 52 months.
Does that feel like a long time to you?
Nah, it really stiff. Like I got locked up yesterday.
Is there much to do for fun around here?
It's all about how productive you can be. You feel me? Find a way to keep themselves occupied, keep their mind off of whatever it is going on.
So what's your hope for the future?
That I get to see everybody around in these rooms on the street sooner or later.
I hope for the future is go ahead and get back out there to the streets.
What kind of household did you guys grow up in?
See, I grew up without a mom, so.
Without a mom?
Yeah, you feel me? So, you know, I grew up in a high household, though. You feel me?
I grew up in a single parent household, you feel me? Most of the time we were doing it by myself. There was always a lot of family around, you know, there were other things.
Would you say your house was stable or was it chaos in your house?
I was stable.
Yeah.
Auntie did great.
Is there anything about jail you actually enjoy or like?
No, there's nothing about here I like or enjoy.
It's just hell.
I wouldn't wish it on nobody.
I ain't gonna lie, Tommy. That was a bit of a crazy question right there.
What's going on?
Is there anything about jail that you enjoy? I mean, why would they enjoy it? What would make you think that these individuals would enjoy it? I see nothing to enjoy in there. Now, I know some people say, well, you know, these individuals that have it real hard on the street, drug addicts and etc., they're better off in jail. Like they're eating, they're resting, they look better when they come out and gain weight and this and that. You know, so maybe someone like that, you may ask that question, is it a little better for you somehow in here than it was for you on the street or whatever? But is there anything that you enjoy? You know, but again, I get it. Some people are going to say, well, you know, it's a fair question because they keep going back to jail or they're in there for a crime they shouldn't be in there for. And they must like it. They must enjoy this shit. But I can say that no one enjoys it. It's miserable. And, you know, people are in there for various reasons. Again, that's for another day.
So what happened?
I'm Tommy.
Hey.
Chris. I was at a dorm and I was talking to another person. Another person walked up to
Damn. Sheesh, look at him, man. Look at his eyes. Ah. Damn. He got fucked up. That's bad.
me and started hitting on me, and I got hit in the face a couple times, and they've been trying to take me medical and take care of me since then.
What brought on the attack?
Some people are not placed in the proper units where they should be. Like, some people are mental and they shouldn't be in population with regular people. So it's a classification problem right now going on in the jail.
So someone that was too aggressive and violent was in your unit?
Yes, sir.
Did it have anything to do with like property or gambling or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay.
I got my sister at home and I like my food. I'm big. I like to eat.
Is it hard being a white boy in this jail?
In Clayton County, yeah.
Are you unaffiliated, or do you have any crew that can help you?
I'm unaffiliated.
And how is that being unaffiliated? Is that a risk?
It could be, but I mean, I've been here for 2 years, and I've been stabbed one time, and I've had this incident, but like my incidents were isolated incidents. They won't like no gang shit or nothing like that.
So you've been here for 2 years. One of our rights as an American is to have a fast and speedy trial.
And not all that. I've never been inside of a courtroom. I've never seen an attorney. I have never been given a bond, nothing. I don't even know if I'm indicted or nothing.
Would you say that's most people's experience in here?
Yes.
Court just keeps going on and on.
And a lot of that comes from they fired the public defenders. They got new public defenders. They got Judge Carter's been out. Then they don't have a DA. They got a new DA. So a lot of people are getting their due processing rights denied.
Do you know where we're headed next?
This is the inmate working dorm. These will be the kitchen inmate workers, from back dock sanitation, the cooks for the kitchen, every trade that comes through the jail as far as the inmate eat. These fellas right here work very hard up in the kitchen to get the job done.
Thanks for having us today. Thank you. Okay. So tell me about this unit.
We work for the jail, basically. This unit is kitchen workers. So everybody in this unit comes together, makes food for the kitchen, cleans the kitchen, dishwashes. My main thing is serving trays. So they'll have me on the line, sanitizing or serving trays. Just simple things like that. Everybody in this kitchen works hard, man. 12 hours a day, 13
12 hours a day?
12 to 13 hours a day, and we don't get too many perks.
Are you guys
for it.
paid?
No, we don't get paid. Now, I've heard some jails do get paid. That's a blessing. But
What do you
no.
think about that?
You got to take the good with the bad. You know, I think I've been to this jail, and I've been in different sections before. I've been in dorms where they have lice, where they have, I've seen one person with 100 pieces of lice on his jumpsuit. There's dorms where people getting stabbed for no reason. Innocent civilians getting stabbed. Gang members stabbing people for no reason. So it's better to be in here than in some of these other dorms. That's what I will say.
You guys want to give us a little tour? Tell us what goes down here, what the schedule is. Show us your spot.
It's just my little cut. I sit over here, workout. I call this my front yard.
So this is an open bed?
Yeah.
So anyone new that comes in might get placed there?
Yeah.
Okay. You're built like a brick shit house. What do you do to be so jacked?
On the streets, I'm a personal trainer, nutrition, and a massage therapist, a sports coach, and a weight loss therapist. Just got into a little BS, and now I'm doing a little bit of time, but I work out on the streets. I try to motivate a lot of the guys in here to work them out because we work so hard for the jail. It's kind of the only thing that's going to keep their bodies from completely breaking down because 7 days a week, no off days, 10 to 12 hours, man. We're working non-stop.
So what are you doing here to be in shape? Like what are your go-tos?
I actually designed to work out. It's something that comes out of this. So basically I do a lot of pull-ups, squats, different variations of push-ups,
Is there a place to do pull-ups in this room?
Yeah, well, I jump up there and grab the bar, even though I'm not supposed to be on that motherfucker. But yeah, I jump up there, grab the bar, do
this
pull-ups.
pipe right here?
Mm-hmm.
They get mad though if you do that?
Yeah, because they don't want us working out in here. Why? I don't know, but it releases
So are people technically not allowed to work out?
Yeah, technically we're not really supposed to be working out in here. We'll make water bags, and of course they're gonna pop those.
Working out is what gets people mentally healthy.
It is.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked.
What is it with this stuff? They don't want nobody working out, man. So they in the kitchen. They in a dorm that obviously serves the jail there. Food. And they say they work 12 hours a day, and he just said 7 days a week. It's nonstop. But the other dude was saying that it's better for them to be in there because in these dorms, there's a lot of stabbings going on. Tough living, man.
So how many guys call this place home?
I think right about now there might be around 41 of us in here right now.
So this is a question. There's pretty much two sides of the coin. Some people say, you know what? If they committed a crime, throw the book at them. They don't deserve nothing. This is how it should be. Other people say, hey, it's inhumane. There should be better conditions. Like, what is the answer when it comes to prison or jail conditions, do you think?
I guess when you do something wrong, you go through whatever it is to go through. They make things nice. They can make a brand new jail for us. It's not the officers or the sheriff or anybody like that that's tearing down the jail. It's literally the people that they're putting inside of the jail. So you can't really blame the guards or the officers or anybody else like that because a lot of the places, when they're new, they're new.
Why are these guys doing it? I'm trying to understand why you want to turn the place that you have to live for a certain amount of time into a complete shithole.
That's beyond me.
I'm a young man. I have certain urges. How do I take care of that in prison, jail?
You can go in the stall, leave it in the toilet. You can go in the shower, leave it in your towel. If that's what you got to do. And everybody sleep, pitch a tin in your fucking rack and go crazy. It's
okay.
Gotta get creative, I guess.
Soy de Honduras. Trabajo en el área de la cocina. Tengo aquí 23 meses. Me acusan de narcotráfico. He ido a 2 cortes. No tienen ninguna prueba contra mí. No hay control. Mucha gente la navajean con cuchillos. Mucha droga.
Man, we seen people get stabbed up and the officers just staring at them. Don't even call nobody. You know what I'm saying? And they got officers bringing drugs in here. There's all kinds of crazy shit, but they want to blame it on us.
And a Clayton County correctional officer found herself on the other side of the law this afternoon after she was accused of...
So like a lot of places, like a lot of jails, they're corrupt. They're venal. They can't be bought. He just said it. He witnessed it. Individuals getting stabbed and the officers just standing there, not doing anything about it. And officers also bringing in narcotics to carry the loot. Typical.
trying to enter the jail with contraband.
This Clayton County correctional officer is in jail tonight, accused of trying to bring contraband inside.
Sheriff Levon Allen has arrested 2 of his own corrections officers for allegedly smuggling drugs into the jail.
If you check the news right now, they're gonna say Miss Allen, oh, she was selling drugs, putting drugs. I was in that dorm. I was next door to them niggas while they was doing all that shit. But it's not like it's the sheriff's fault. The sheriff don't know.
It's rough living.
What are a lot of these stabbings over?
People trying to get respect. Somebody probably did something to their person in the street. They called, and now they stabbed them for basically bragging rights. They paying.
That gives them more time.
Yeah.
How much more time?
It all depends, because now the judge, they can run it concurrent to what they initial charges is. You know, if they already here for murder, they gonna say, oh, you only here for murder, and you got an ag assault. They ain't gonna really do nothing to it. So they feel like I can just stab you and then.
This is the confiscated shanks.
Damn. God.
Which ones are the most dangerous, you think? Like the worst?
Probably these.
Damn.
I think those are the most dangerous right there.
All right, so where are we about to go?
Oh, we can go to 3.
Is that the mental health here?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Have we been in this one yet?
No, sir.
This is the mental one.
You're not surviving get hit with one of those
the
things.
medical dorm, section 6.
You're not surviving.
The old man dorm, one of the old man step-down dorms in dorm 3.
Next up, we visit the mental health unit where inmates housed are battling psychological issues ranging from thoughts of unaliving themselves to schizophrenia to inmates that have not yet been diagnosed.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. This guy. Stay free, people. Look at that.
Tell me about this place.
Hey, they violate people's constitutional rights out here. Hey, is this supposed to be a mental health dorm? It's all filthy and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. I've been here 53 days. Due process said probation supposed to come see me in 17 business days. I haven't seen. So I keep calling my family. They keep telling my family it's on a public defender. Then they say I don't have a public defender. Then they trying to put it on a probation officer, giving my family to run around.
Tell me from your point of view what's going on in here.
So basically, it's just the mental health unit.
Just this dorm or this one?
1, 2, 4, and 5.
And what gets someone qualified to come in here?
They get evaluated by mental health, the mental health staff here, and they go by the medication that they taking, and that's what qualifies them to come in mental health.
So do some of these guys more so belong in an asylum than a jail, you think?
I feel like they belong in a real mental health facility.
Is there places like that anymore?
Yeah. It's just the bed space. It's just a lot of other people that's in other counties that got to go there. So they just wait on bed space to send these people out to. Most of these people are here for criminal trespassing. Between 1, 2, 4,
Criminal
5.
trespassing is the most common crime that they're. So just loitering?
Yes. Loitering as well. I'm sorry.
Really?
Loitering, yes.
See? This is the stuff that angers me. They're in there, most of them, he said, for criminal trespassing. Trespassing. They're mental health patients. A lot of them have schizophrenia, what have you, legitimately have mental health issues. And even the sheriff just said, or the sergeant, that they need to be in a mental health facility, not in jail. They're in there for criminal trespass. Why are you locking these people up in a, like he just said, in a filthy, dirty dorm? They're not going to get healthy that way mentally. Why are you incarcerating them instead of putting them and getting them help, putting them in a facility where they can be helped to facilitate their recovery, their mental recovery? Diabolical.
Then they can't pay their bonds because they've been doing this so many times.
What brought you into jail?
Criminal trespassing. Well, I thought
criminal trespass.
Trespass on somebody's property, not the property that you live on. See, I live on the property in which I was deemed criminal trespassing.
Is this your first time being criminal trespass?
Yes.
Okay. So how long are you going to be here for?
Well, it just took place this past week, so I'm hoping not to be here no longer than the time it takes me to go to court.
Hey, y'all look at this. It's from these bugs and stuff in this jail, man.
all over my
What kind of bugs you think?
I'm not really sure, man.
Like bed bugs?
Body lice, just in between my
How long have you been here?
For about a little over a month.
And what are you here for, allegedly?
Originally an escape charge.
Were you in Georgia prisons before this?
Yeah.
How does prison compare to jail?
This jail is by far worse than any prison I've ever been to.
Really?
Yes.
Because right now Georgia prisons are bad, right?
Yeah, this jail's nasty.
Can you tell me what all the mattresses on the floor are for?
All the mattresses on the floor is because they don't have no bed space.
Choose a nonprofit Medicare Advantage plan that's been fighting for your
They don't
health
have
and
any bed
independence
space.
since 1977.
Yeah, they do.
Overcrowding is a huge
Look at
issue here.
this.
The official capacity for inmates is 1,535, but there are typically between 1,800 and 2,000 people here at a given time. This has pushed this facility to the breaking point, with inmates having to sleep on the floor of their cells or even on the floors of their...
But at the same time, these individuals have to fight. They have to fight back. They have to fight for their lives. I'm not condoning violence, but you have to fight. We've been through many of these situations, and when the prisons were just really coming to be, were trying to get established back in the days, in the 60s and 70s and such, those dudes went through a lot with the police to get the TVs and radios and get things established like this, being able to smoke, visits, and what have you. And I've been through many situations while incarcerated where we had to band together and go against the police for better conditions, one way or another. First, we push the paperwork, everyone signs it, everyone, file a class action lawsuit against the administration, try to go about it the right way and the legal way. There's overcrowding, whatever the gripe was, it's overcrowding, or they're not giving us a big enough portion to survive on food-wise. Whatever the issue is, we're not coming out of our cells enough to have any sort of, mental stability, long term. We're being tortured. And if the paperwork didn't work or whatever, then we have to go another route. But sleeping on the floor like this, it happened in the Los Angeles County Jail for some time as well. That has long since changed. You'll never find this anymore. Because people were fighting and began to fight back. This is not happening. So these individuals have to stand up. And the government and their legislators need to stand up. And the public needs to stand up and not go for this.
Pods, and it's just another contributing factor to the chaos in Clayton County.
It's been going on since I've been here. I've been here 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
That seems like a long time without a trial.
I haven't seen nobody. I haven't got a bond. They just, once they lock you up in Clayton County, they forget about you.
I'm from Miami, and the court system here is not good. It's not good at all. They'll leave you in here for months and months on a petty case or even a big case. They don't take you to court back to back like Florida or another state does.
What goes through your head when you see guys that are in here for, their bond could be as low as $150 or $300, but they've been here for 3 months? Like, what do you see as keeping somebody in there for months without being able to cough up that money?
I do believe that that's something that overall our legislators need to look into. The saying would be, do the crime that you can afford to do, right? Which is, if you have two people that do the exact same crime, and then one is just half wealthy and have means, and the other one don't, the one that does not have money ultimately stays in jail. They did the exact same crime. Then a lot of times we're paying more to keep the person in jail than what their bond is. We just have to make it make sense, because it costs me more to house you than what it will cost to just let you out.
Guys, for reference, it costs taxpayers about $100 a day to house an inmate, and that's before you even factor in the cost of public defenders, judges, and the entire court system. Meanwhile, some of these guys are locked up for petty charges like loitering or trespassing, offenses that they would be out for if they simply had a couple $100 for bail. And it kind of makes me wonder, is it a good use of taxpayer money to keep someone in jail for weeks for something extremely minor? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
So I actually was a magistrate court judge here, and I would set bond as low as I could
But when you're working with people who, they don't have any resources, they don't have family, or they don't qualify for a bond, they haven't been on their job for X amount of years, or their family haven't been, or, their family and friends, they don't have legal status. So they're here for what, a couple $100, but the problem is they don't have the resources, and now they're stuck, and now they're in here with the most dangerous people in society. The gangs and stuff, they're gonna look and be like, yo, this is not somebody that's from the streets. This is just somebody, this is a family man that just happened to get caught up for no license. We're definitely about to take advantage of them. Again, if we don't have the capacity to hold people and we don't have the staff to make sure that they're safe, like that's a recipe for disaster. And what's coming out, at least through, stories on Instagram and TikTok and social media and stuff, is like, it's not being done. Like they're not being kept safe.
Yeah, look at the toilet, look at the floor. Look at the floor, look at the roof leaking. Look at the roof leaking.
Every guy in the unit shares one bathroom?
Yeah, we share one bathroom. Well, we got bathrooms in our room, but they don't work.
This is the only working bathroom.
This is the working bathroom.
And it's not working.
That's not a bidet.
How long has it been doing this?
It's been doing that for a while now.
Jeez. Look at that. All them grown men sharing that bathroom. Look at all this filth. This mold.
Jesus Christ.
Look, this is where we take a bath in.
Poison.
Would you want to take a bath in there?
Look at this, man.
Let me tell you about.
Would you want to take a bath in there?
This is the shower.
Are you injured, brother?
Yeah. I broke my heel, man. My heel. They ain't take me to the hospital until after 2 months.
Did you guys do the drawing?
Nah.
No, someone else from before?
Yeah.
Are you guys roommates?
Yeah.
Just you two staying here?
Yeah.
But you see the light not working, toilet always leaking. We always gotta wipe down the floors, the sinks. You see how the sink is rigged.
Some people could look at the rough conditions in a jail and say, hey, that's what causes somebody to be bad. Other people would say, no, it's bad people that make the tough conditions. Like, where do you fall on that continuum?
One, I wanted to be very clear that we're not running a college university, all right? I'm not the dean of a college. So if I was the dean of a college, you can say, hey, dean, why are the kids smoking and doing drugs on the college campus? Why are they fighting on the college campus? But I'm not a dean of a college. I'm the sheriff of a jail that out of the 2,000 inmates, 1,000 of them either killed or attempted to kill someone. Out of the 2,000, 150 either robbed someone at gunpoint or knife point or snatched or taken some of them. I could fix a shower today and the inmates will go and use the nozzle to the shower, shave it down to try to make it into a shank. So again, I can fix something, they can break something. So again, yes, it's the environment and the condition.
This is nonsense. This is just an excuse. These individuals, as we've already witnessed, already have knives. They already have shanks, very big ones. So he's saying that if he fixes the shower, that they can, get parts from the shower to manufacture a weapon. But we already know that they have weapons. This is not an excuse not to fix a shower. These conditions are inhumane, man. What are you talking about? Period. There's no excuse for this. And this is what angers people living in these conditions. These are the same people who eventually come into society. Keep that in mind.
In your opinion, do bad conditions make bad people, or do bad people make bad conditions?
I think that when you put even good people, when you put good people in conditions where they're in survival mode, human nature is gonna tell you, hey man, no matter where you are, I gotta survive. I don't think that necessarily defines who someone is. When I get out of that situation, it's like, hey, I'm going back to normal. I mean, it's the same situation as, people in the military. You don't ask people in the military, hey, have you ever shot and killed someone? That's just a thing you don't do. In that situation, they may had to have do something that they normally would not do, but for their life or their safety being on the line.
They all feel like the murder don't. Oh, I didn't shoot this person. I didn't do this. I didn't kill this person. I didn't beat this person.
But the amount of these guys that are in here for no reason, right. I would guess there's a reason.
Everybody feel like they're not in here for no reason. It's a reason why they're in here.
We're about to go into what unit now?
The alternative lifestyle dorm.
And what does that mean?
the LGBTQ community.
Are you forgetting some letters?
Emma?
You're being so rude right now.
Emma said, I don't know, I'm gonna say it.
Oh. All right.
This the gay pod. You can't come in unless you're gay.
Can you give the people the lay of the land here?
The lay of the land? Well, this is house and uniform. Home of the alternative lifestyle orientation. Ain't too much violence on this floor. You know, this pretty much laid back.
How do you get... What happened?
He was fucking with his girl.
Oh, so he's being possessive right now? Okay, so what does it take to be in here? How does someone say, I want to be in here?
You have to be part of the community. The LGBTQ plus community.
So you just tell the guards, hey, look, I'm part of LGBT. Can you please put me over here?
Yeah.
So what happens if you stay in general population?
You normally get beat up. You normally get beat up.
You'll get stabbed. I got stabbed in the face just for being gay.
Just for being gay, someone stabbed in the face?
Somebody stabbed me in my face.
So are a lot of the straight inmates want to secretly get with you guys, but they want to pretend like they don't?
Yeah, they pretend, and that's very confusing. They pretend like they want to be over here with us, but they only doing that for protection.
So some straight guys hide in here just so they don't have to deal with the danger. So you guys feel like you need a weapon just to be safe?
Yeah. Sometimes weapons to be safe. I have one on me, so yes, I have a weapon. We need weapons to be safe in this jail. Fuck this dorm, the jail, period.
Folks, the guards saw the inmate show us his knife, so right after we left this unit, a sweep was conducted and the knife was taken away. Okay, couple questions. What do those guys in Unit 4, what happens if they're in the general population?
Hey, you love them. They might get flipped.
Yeah.
They're not allowed.
Are they in there for their own protection?
For sure. I don't care what they talking about. You look it up. Them folks got more DRs than anybody in the beat. Them folks wild.
DRs?
Yeah.
What's DR?
Disciplinary report.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? Them folks, them niggas crazy for real. They talking about us.
If we wanted to spend a day here tomorrow, is that a good idea?
That'd be good.
Is it overcrowded enough? So where would we sleep if we stayed here?
Meet Gym Monster 2, your all-in-one smart home gym. Set it up anywhere, no limits, no installation.
Good. I ain't gonna eat it, but it good.
So where are we right now?
We in the honor dorm. The major pick every person. Like it's like at least 10 people in here.
So what does it take to be in here?
Outstanding inmate, don't get in no trouble, and a good background.
There's only 10 people in here.
10 people.
Sure, here, bring going.
Yes, sir.
Now let me just say, look at the difference of this cell, how clean and nice it is compared to some of the other ones.
For sure, free the guys. Man.
So let me ask you this, because this is such a nice cell compared to what we've seen, is that simply because you put a lot of effort into caring for it?
Yes, sir. We have
so the cells that look like shit, is that because the inmates don't take care of it?
That's because they don't take care of themselves.
So do you guys have any problems with bugs in this?
No, not in this dorm. Not in this dorm at all. No bugs. Kicked up, I be kicking it up in here, guys. Kicking it. Ready to go home. Got a couple months left.
I mean, this seems doable. Like, this is the first cell I've seen where I'm like, oh yeah, I could do some time in here, no problem. The other cells seem like worse than third world conditions.
No, it's not the fact. It's not that the other inmates are not cleaning their cells. Those cells were way different. This cell was painted and fresh for the purposes of this video or whatever, to make it seem like this honor place. And how is it that y'all have 10 people in this unit? So you have all these empty cells, but it's so much overcrowded in the other dorms. Move some of the people over here, whether they're honor inmate or not. Fuck that. And what the hell they sleep on the floor for? And you got these empty cells right here. And those cells, those other cells that we saw with all of that filth, there's no amount of cleaning in the world that's going to change that around. They have to be rebuilt. They have to be renovated.
Water doesn't look someplace is bad, but I got a VOP. I ain't did nothing. I don't have no extra charges or nothing like that. I just did a report because I moved. I was supposed to have been changing my probation to Atlanta, and they violated me for that. So that's why you're looking at me right now.
What's going on?
Someone's got a fight.
Are we going to a female dorm or male dorm?
Female.
Fight? How often does this happen?
All the time, every day.
So I think a girl is saying that someone's trying to jump her. The non-compliance, what was that all about?
Just an inmate not following orders.
So she wants attention, she wants to say her side of the story.
A little attention.
Gotcha. Okay. We gotta go, we'll be back in the morning, okay?
Yeah, pull up here for sure.
All right, folks, this was a look into the Clayton County Jail in Georgia, and we saw everything from the guard's perspective, the inmate perspective, the safe, the dangerous, and everything in between. Thank you to Greg of Lucky 8, who does, he makes Netflix documentaries, including 60 Days In. He's the one that got us in here. Thanks to Sheriff Allen for letting us do this. Sheriffs around the country, jails around the country. If you want to let us in to your unit, tell your story, we'd love to go there. So email me at tommygmcgee123@gmail.com. This was a good one. Very interesting, a lot of stories, a lot of unique perspectives, and a pretty fucking crazy environment.
All right, folks, there you have it. Clayton County Jail in Atlanta. Very vicious, very violent, big machetes up in there, people going crazy, very bad conditions. Not worth it. No place, your freedom is just not worth it. Stay free, people. Stay free.